to Wellington with the A-League Women, Rado. How have you approached the build up to this? It's a big trip.
Look, it's like a 4-hour flight, I believe, from Melbourne. So it's a similar. The length of the flight is probably similar to Perth. I think last season we did not travel to Perth, but year before I think we had one trip. So for these girls, it would be the first time. Probably for some of them, first time they need to use the passports for the trip. So that's a good experience. So we'll see how things go regarding the trip. It's an early morning training in Wellington, but the good thing is we are playing on a beautiful stadium. Apparently they are going to have a good crowd as well, so I think it's going to be a cracking game. We hope that they're going to have enough supporters to make it a little bit more special.
Maria Jose Rojas, is she? I know she's come just from playing in Cyprus, I think, straight away. Is she fit and ready to go straight away? Is that injury replacement? Maybe start?
Yeah. So she's ready. She played, I think, she played on the 6th. That was her last game in Cyprus. So she came home and she did. She started last week training with us. So she's ready to go. She is full of energy. She's match fit. If anyone is match fit, then it's definitely her.
You mentioned the crowd, and they're hoping to get 10,000 fans there. Just because for a lot of these women, that would be the first time they've played in front of a crowd that massive. Do you think that might have any sort of advantage or disadvantage for the girls?
Look, when you're playing in front of a big home crowd, it's more pressure on you. Some of our girls obviously played. We got a couple of girls that played at the World Cup in front of 22,000 in Costa Rica, and they did really well. One of them was man of the match. So it's not that they have never faced anything like that, but I think the pressure is equal. I don't think that the players will have that on their mind when they go out to play. And like last season when we played against Sydney in the semi-finals, it was a big crowd over there as well. So big stadium, it won't look as big crowd as maybe it is going to be, but I think our girls are ready. We got a lot of experienced girls. They're going to help our younger, less experienced girls if there is any problems.
Spoil the party, Rado. Spoil the party for Wellington.
Look, I'm so happy. I worked in Wellington, and to see them to have the female team, and they were really I won't say punished, but they were in a bad situation last year. I had to spend all this season away from home. They've done a miraculous job. And I'm so proud of them. So so hopefully it's going to be a great game, and the best team will win.
And one of those players that you have brought in that was in Costa Rica, if memory serves me correctly, was Briley Henry. Was it? You worked with her throughout the Young Matildas as well, and everything like that. Was that part of the reason that you were able to bring her in? Was that previous relationship you had?
Well, we tried to bring her in a few years ago, but she decided to stay at Western Sydney. And then this year, when her contract was up, she reached out, and it was very easy to bring her in here. We worked together for the World Cup, but as I said, the approach was made before, and she wasn't ready to come to Melbourne, but this time around she was, and she's doing really well. So I can't wait to see how she's going to go in the game tomorrow or on Sunday.
The season didn't end quite the way you would have liked it, falling short on both occasions. I was speaking with Hannah Wilkinson on Wednesday at the launch, and I asked her about a personal goal of hers, and it was quite simple, blank, 3 words: win a double. Is that the same goal for the team?
Look, we're going to try to do our best, of course. Who's going to win it? It's very hard to predict right now. I think Sydney FC would be one of the favourites again. I think Melbourne Victory, they've recruited quite smartly as well. Western United, we played them a couple of weeks ago. They've got World Cup winner in their team. They looked very, very good. And then obviously you got all these other teams they have recruited. There's a lot of American players back in the league. So I think this season is going to be probably a little bit better than what it was last year, and which is great. So if we can keep improving our league, I think that's the main thing. Whoever wins obviously will be the best team, and we're going to try our best to be there at the end.
And one of the things that's going to make it better is the fact that it's an extended season. It's 20 games. It's not quite full home and away, but it is as close as we're going to get until it comes in next year as full home and away. How does that change the way that you approach the season?
Oh, it doesn't change a lot. What it just allows you, players like Carly and Emma Cheka, they don't have to be rushed in to start the season, because you've had 12 games and they're going to miss 3 or 4. It's one quarter or 1/3 of the season, so that's not smart. But this allows you, to have and also to have some breaks in between, the rounds with FIFA breaks. So you get like a week or 2 where you can work on different things, you can change few things, you can top up players and all that stuff. So I think it's going to be a good way for all the coaches to see what that brings, and how we're going to deal with that. We'll obviously find out throughout the season.
Obviously, there's that third team in Melbourne now with Western United coming into the competition as well. Do you see that possibly becoming a rivalry game on the same level as it is with the Victory, or?
Absolutely. The round 1 is Victory versus Western United, so it's going to be a cracking game. And that game sets the tone for all other games that's going to be played here in Melbourne against Melbourne teams. So I'm really looking forward to see how they're going to go against each other. And then obviously not so long we're going to play against Western United. So it's going to be interesting to see how that rivalry develops.
And then I guess just one more from me. This is away from the pitch, but the broadcast has been doing some stuff to make Daily Women's more visible. It's every game's available on free to wear. Even if you do need internet for it, obviously, but every game is in theory available free to everyone around the country. In your mind, what do initiatives like that do to help grow the game?
I love this. What do you call it? Dub? Is it dub?
Yeah,
Dub zone. Yeah, I love that, because that gives you opportunity just to enjoy and somewhere inside the Australian borders, someone will score a goal and they're going to scream goal, and then you don't know where this goal has been scored. So I think that's going to bring excitement to our public. But also, if someone would like to focus in on one specific game, that they would have this option. But I can't wait to see Dub Zone, to be honest. I love watching Champions League in their zone. So I think Dub Zone is going to be the smashing. I can't wait to see that.